Yeah, so I live pretty close to downtown. So for me, instead of that commute all the way up to the station when I-25 hasn't been plowed, it's going to be a much shorter drive to get to the museum, but it's going to be busy. So I'm already busy today planning out the snow. I think I've got the timing down and I feel pretty good about the totals here. The timing is late today and tonight. So starting up in Denver by about 3 to 5 o'clock, but really kind of taking off after 5 o'clock up in Denver, and starting in the Pikes Peak region, so like northern El Paso County and Teller County, by about 5 to 6 o'clock. Now the snow will really take off after 6 o'clock, meaning it'll snow much heavier into the overnight hours. There will be some pretty good snow. Denver to Castle Rock, it's about 4 to 7 inches forecast pretty broadly up there. That's about what I'm forecasting for Monument Hill. Teller County could be about 5 to 8 inches. And then in our wet mountains, some pretty good stuff up to San Isabel. Now, I'm worried about ice because I think the pavement is going to be pretty warm from yesterday and today. So it's going to melt at first. The snow will melt, form a wet pavement, and then we will get cold air and snow on top of it. I think there will be areas of ice under the snow, which probably makes for a worse Thursday morning commute. Tonight, I'm a little worried about the commute, particularly from Denver to Colorado Springs, but the pavement will be wet at first. So if you just kind of leave work early, take it slow, you should be okay. Temperatures right now are in the 30s and 20s outside. Later on in your hour forecast, the lunch hour, so at noon, will be into the lower 40s, but we can actually push more 40s back through the mid-afternoon, and then we're going to kick things back into the 20s by 9 o'clock. When you take a look at the highs today, this is part of that icing issue. Yesterday, we were in the 60s through Colorado Springs, Pueblo. Much of the plains were. And we're still going to be well above freezing today, so that pavement will be warm. We will snow. The snow will melt. It'll get wet. We'll then snow on top of it. That will form some ice. The crews will keep kicking it off the road, but side streets and neighborhoods are going to get pretty icy. This is a snow accumulation map that covers I-25, so you can kind of see how Monument Hill does get a little bit more snow. It dips a little bit from Colorado Springs to Fountain, but in that valley, we seem to get somewhere between 1 to 3 inches in Pueblo. This is a snow map view, so Canyon City is about 2 to 4 inches, but between Canyon City and Pueblo, about 1 to 3 seems pretty accurate. And in Colorado Springs, the west and north ends of town will do a lot better. Looking at your Super 7-day, I'm going to quickly break out today, and we'll go back to the 7-day. The timing on this snow is really more like 5 to 6 o'clock for when it starts to move in more broadly through the springs, and it starts to break up after 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. Leads us to an icy and snow-packed commute tomorrow. We're in the 50s and 60s over the weekend, and another snowstorm next Tuesday. In Pueblo, the snow should fall after 6 o'clock, so probably between 6 to 7 we start to see it. Leaves us with a slick and icy commute tomorrow morning, and we've got 60s going into next week. Teachers, I would think at least a delayed start tomorrow morning, but I'm sure some people will not have school tomorrow. We know we're going to have Canyon City get snow tonight through tomorrow morning, and Woodland Park, pretty heavy snowfall late today through tonight. Remember, it's like 4 to 7 inches in Teller County, so that's some slick stuff. Let's go to traffic.